Hi friends, welcome back to Devil's Advocate, the critical thinking channel. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed to my channel already. I really appreciate you. Today we're going to do something different. Today we are going to do a previously on Gorlworld. So we're going to talk about everything that's happened this month, do a recap before we go into Vlogmas. So first of all, we're going to start with Rachel exposing text messages between Amber and Emily that didn't paint Amber in a very good light. And they talked about like when Amber grabbed her, Amber's behaviors and things like that, which upset Amber a lot, obviously, which led her to put out a massive post on her channel. And then Rachel randomly put up a post saying that Emily had withdrawn consent to use her voice in her previous videos, so she had to change the video. Then Emily put up a post saying that her and Amber were not back together, and then deleted her Instagram completely. I know, wild, right? So then Rachel went on the offense and talked about what happened between her and Emily very briefly in a video. She said, I've written a post about it, but like the brief version is that Emily had originally given her consent to these messages and Rachel had agreed to pay for them, but then felt like she had become pawn between Amber and Emily and said to Emily that she wasn't going to pay for the messages anymore, and then put a screenshot at the bottom of how Amber had been trying to communicate with Emily the whole time. So obviously the people who subscribed to her channel were very upset with this behaviour. They felt like they'd been betrayed as viewers because the money was coming out of the AdSense, which is basically the money for views. So there was a lot of backlash towards Rachel for that. In the meantime, Hector Kana put out a video about the situation, basically saying that he didn't agree with what Rachel did and that she went a bit too far. He then did a video about the DoorDash girl. If you don't know who she is a woman who worked for DoorDash who went and delivered some food to some guy's house whose door was wide open and he was lying on the couch with his bottom half completely naked. Hector Kana didn't approach this story very well at all. He basically insinuated that she was lying, that she wasn't a victim, that she needs to grow up. It was really bad, really, really bad. And then did another video trying to justify his response, which went even worse. He called this whole situation a nothing burger and downplayed it. Yeah, and then we haven't really heard much from Hector Kana since. Snowflake was then doing a reaction to Amberlynn's Halloween live stream, and in that he insinuated that he had more news about her and that he was going to do a tell-all video with all of the receipts in it because he said he didn't care anymore, but that never came to anything. Charlie Gold then put on Twitter some messages from a Discord that she got sent by another content creator, allegedly. And in this group chat, it's a conversation about how these screenshots were obtained from Emily, how they were trying to deceive their audiences, and how they're basically going to protect each other through the whole situation. Rachel's in this group chat saying that she's a simp for money, and that she had to flirt with Emily to get the information. And yeah, it was all pretty disgusting, to be honest. And the way they were talking about their audiences is like that they're stupid. And when all these screenshots came out, obviously that was not met very well. Jawbone was also implicated in this group chat, along with Studio Deets and Hector Kana, and obviously Rachel. And there was Mr. Cardigan in there, assumed it was Snowflake, and apparently it was all leaked by Salty Crab, who did a video about the Discord. She said that she was in it and she didn't agree with how Rachel had obtained the information from Emily, and that it's basically getting too close to real life, interfering in their lives. Charlie Gold then did a video about how she got the screenshots and put some more context into it. Um, Basically, like how disgusting Rachel's actions have been and the way she was talking about it. A charity write off and wiping her tears with banknotes. It was very clear in the Discord that she didn't want to give the money to Beck as she suggested, and decided that she was going to blame her audience for it not going to Beck, but then realised that that wouldn't work. So, in the end, because of all the backlash of that, and because she was going to try and trick her audience into believing it was their fault, she ended up giving the money to Beck very reluctantly. But I guess that's what you get when you lie to your audience. Beast to Beast also came up in this group chat because he did a video about the Rachel situation with Emily, and he was called an idiot, and Studio Deets had said that his videos were crap. Yeah, which is wild because he is like an OG. He's been on YouTube for a long time. Zachary Michael then popped his head into the situation. He's not been in Gorlworld for a little while, and he basically said like they'd been doing it for years and none of them had had to interact with anyone in the girls' lives for content. So then Rachel brought out a video of her own, and she was talking in it about how things were out of context, how we only saw half the picture, how basically we're all overreacting and we're all the problem. She reverse Uno'd us basically. It was our fault for overreacting, and there was not really an apology in there at all, which was completely wild. Amber got wind of this and she was up in arms about it, rightfully so, I think, in this situation. So then Charlie Gold released another video, and in this one it showed that the Discord was still very active. In Rachel's video, she talked about how there was no context, but didn't actually add any context to any of this, so Charlie Gold ended up adding the context for her. And basically it showed Studio Deets slagging off a Beast to Beast, saying that his video was crap, and then they were slating other channels such as Karina Kaboom and The Ankle. Studio Deets then did a quote unquote apology video, and basically in that video we got darvoed by Deets. She basically said that she's the victim in all of this, and that she didn't really address what she said about a Beast to Beast. She kind of went around that, which was interesting. She reversed Uno'd it on her audience, saying that she's been getting abuse about her sexuality, which is unacceptable, to be fair. Like, if we've got an issue with her because of things she said, fair enough, but don't just attack people for their choices and their lifestyles. That's not anybody else's business but theirs. But other than that, she basically became the victim in the situation rather than being sorry for the fact that she called another content creator's work crap. So that was pretty wild. It was met with a lot of backlash, and yeah, she disappeared for a little bit. Then Jawbone popped up again and was basically still standing by what he'd said about it all. That basically he doesn't understand why we're all suddenly on the side of a feeder, how basically like they're not the problem, she is. I don't really know how he's not understanding how this all has gone down. He put out a very long post about how he's friends with Rachel. It's supposed to be a private Discord, and that he doesn't really feel bad about anything he said or did, how we're all taking it out of context, how everything's being blown out of proportion, how we're all being too harsh on Rachel. Is basically the gist of it, but I've got it here if you want to pause and read the whole thing. I've already done that. I've completed it, so that's entirely up to you what you do about that. But yeah, his whole attitude to the situation is pretty worrying, to say the least. He doesn't really seem to care about any of it, um, which makes me question like how he is as a YouTube reaction channel and as a person, like his morals generally. I don't know about you guys, but it definitely gave me the ick, and I will not be subscribing to him again. Let's just hope he never finds himself in a situation like that, because yeah, he seems to have a lot of opinions on other people's situations. So yeah, that's kind of that with Jawbone. We also weirdly haven't heard anything from Snowflake. I don't know how he's kind of gone under the radar with this. There was definitely a Mr. Cardigan in that group chat. Um, so yeah, he just seems to have not been questioned about it at all, which is wild. I don't even think he's addressed it. I'm not sure though, I'm not subscribed to Mr. Snowflake, I could be wrong. So then, Oh Lordy is Geordie managed to get hold of a videotape of Amber and Emily having a fight. I'm not going to include the tape in this video, as I imagine a lot of you have already seen it, but also it is quite triggering to watch. It was kind of implicated that this came from Rachel, I guess from the Discord. He like people are assuming he basically got sworn in, as Jawbone said, to the Discord, took information, and then left. This obviously upset Amber. She was very upset and angry that this had been leaked and it was still going on. And to be honest, for me, it made Emily look worse than Amber, because one, she was recording her, and two, the way she was mocking her and talking to her was not okay. Then Rachel came out with a quote unquote apology video. Basically, there was no apology in this video. It was just her going on and on about how everyone else is wrong and how everyone else is handling the situation badly, and how she understood that paying a feeder was not a good idea, but you know, she felt like she was manipulated a bit by Emily as collateral against Amber, and how, yeah, like she just got herself in that mess, but no apology. And then Jawbone popped his head back into the situation for whatever reason and decided to put a tiny little clip of Emily talking about the washcloth situation. I don't know if I believe Emily. I feel like if someone told her that she was going to get paid for information, she could just say anything. I don't put anything past her, so I don't necessarily believe everything that's coming out of Emily's mouth in this situation. Rachel has put it in the group chat and now everybody's shared it, and they could get in a lot of trouble for that, for sharing information that is not theirs to share, and they've been explicitly told not to share. And yeah, it's just completely unethical. Then all eyes were on Jawbone again, and people were asking him why he edited it out, the bits where she said that she didn't want it out in public, and only used the bits that he wanted, because it is completely unethical. And then he did another post basically saying that he edited it out because he didn't want all the fluff. He just wanted all the bits about the washcloth, and still doesn't understand why everybody is on Emily's side all of a sudden when she is a feeder. He still does not understand the ethical principles of this whole situation. Hecticana then tried to pipe up again and basically got shot down by the whole community, and we have not heard anything from him or Jawbone since this. All quiet on the Western Front, so not sure when they're going to decide to pop back up, or even whether they will or can address this situation, or even come back from this, because yeah, it's all been completely unethical, completely wild, and I don't really know how they're going to change that now. So watch this space. Then Aunt Tammy pops up and says she's had requests for merch for her channel. So, and she's already started getting it ready. I feel like this was a surprise to everybody. I don't think anybody asked for that, so that was pretty wild. Amber got wind of this and was just like in shock that all this was happening, and her aunt is making merch for her channel. It is a little bit wild. And then all of Tammy's videos disappeared, all of her community posts have disappeared. She's disappeared. Don't know what's happened then. So there, it's all quiet on the Western Front as well. And then Amber disappeared. And Amber deleted all of her posts. And she hasn't been seen for a few days. People are saying that they've been reporting her channel and her videos are being taken down. She opened up her community post, but hasn't been seen. So I'm guessing there's a little bit of trouble with some of these videos, and people are saying it's against the YouTube like policies. And yeah, she, other than an Instagram post, she has disappeared as well. She was supposed to do the whole of November every day a live stream, but she hasn't been on for about a week now. So who knows when she's coming back, or any of them for that matter. It just seems a lot of people are taking a long break, and some people that should be taking a break aren't. Um, so yeah, we'll see what happens with that. In other news, Destiny has reappeared. Definitely didn't have that one on my bingo card. But she said that she was going to go live. She went live for about 7 minutes, and then said she was talking to the support team because basically her live stream got taken down. They decided that they thought she was a prepubescent boy, and that's why they took it down, because she needed adult supervision. She then went to try again last night, and they still haven't set it up for her. So I'm interested to see what Destiny has to say. People have been asking for retro reacts to her time with Amber, but I honestly don't really understand why she would want to come back into Gorlworld with everything that's happened. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. That'll be interesting. Also, Aunt Tammy has been very quiet lately. I don't know whether suing is still enticing, but I've not had a peep out of her on, not even on Geordie's channel for a little while, so I don't really know what's happening there. It's weird that she's deleted everything. And yeah, I think that's us all up to date with the Gorlworld news. Please let me know if there's anything I've missed. It's quite a lot that's gone on in the past few weeks, to be fair. And yeah, what are your views on the whole situation? Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you to all my subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you. Please remember to like and subscribe to my channel if this is the kind of thing you want to see, or if there's anything you'd like me to do or videos you'd like me to make, please suggest some in the comments. I would love to do that for you. And yeah, I hope this rundown was a clear rundown of the whole situation, and let's see what happens from now and into December with Vlogmas coming up. Is Amber gonna come back? Like, what's gonna be new? What's gonna be going on there? Who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? Lots of plot twists this month, so let's see what happens. But thank you again, guys, so much. Hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.